Hello students, welcome to my channel. Today I am going to discuss about types of inheritance. Okay, so in the last class we have discussed about inheritance introduction. Yes, so what is inheritance? So inheritance is nothing but deriving a subclass from superclass. So by deriving a subclass from superclass, you can access all the properties of superclass to subclass. Okay, so you can access the subclass properties as well as superclass property. So first of all, what is a class? Class is a blueprint which is a collection of variables and classes. So you can access both variables and the functions of superclass as well as subclass. Yes, so that is the importance of inheritance. So types of inheritance, there are six types of inheritance. One is single inheritance, multi-level inheritance, hierarchical inheritance, multiple inheritance, hybrid inheritance, and cyclic inheritance. But Python does not support cyclic inheritance. So let's see one by one. So the first one is single level inheritance. So single level means only one class. So here let's see the process of deriving one class from one superclass. One subclass from one superclass is known as single level inheritance. So here A is a superclass. Okay, superclass is also known as base class. Next, so I am deriving a subclass B from superclass. So from superclass I am deriving subclass B. So B is known as subclass or derived class. Okay. So here one class is derived from only one class. This concept is nothing but single inheritance. Single level inheritance. Let's see the syntax. So here class, class, class name. Here class name is A. Class is nothing but which contains collection of variables and method. So here A class contains variables and methods. Yes. So next I am creating one more class. That class name is B, but it is derived from A. So what is the syntax for deriving a class? Class, subclass name, yes, inside superclass name. So subclass name is B and superclass name is A. Okay. So here subclass is also contains variables and methods. Okay. So let's see the example. So in the last class we have discussed about this example. Yes. So here first class A contains one method. So that method is speak. Okay, method or function both are same. Yes, def function name and it contains the implementation. So inside implementation it contains able to speak. Next I am creating one more class, but this is the subclass and it is derived from superclass A. Okay, so here it contains def walk. So implementation able to walk. So A contain one function, B contain one function. What is the function? Function is a subprogram which is used to perform specific task. So here specific task of speak function is it is used to print, that is able to speak. Next walk function is used to print able to walk. So if you want to call these functions, first you need to create one object. So what is a class? Class is a blueprint which contains variables and methods. Next, object. What is an object? Anything in Python program is known as object. So for creating objects you need to use classes. Yes. So for object creation, the syntax is object name is equals to class name. So I am creating object for B class. Why we are not creating object for A class? If you create object for example, I am creating object A is equals to for A class. So if you are creating object for A class, you can access only speak function because the superclass contain only one function, that is speak. So now it will print able to speak. Yes, but if you are create a object for subclass B class, now you can access speak function as well as walk function, because so here B class is derived from A class. So B class contains A class properties as well as B class properties. So you access A class method as well as B class method. So that's why I'm calling a speak function. After that, walk function. Now it will print able to speak, able to walk. Okay. So the next one is multi-level inheritance. So multi-level inheritance is nothing but, so first it contains one superclass. Okay, so this is superclass. Next I am deriving subclass from superclass. Yes, so this is known as single level inheritance, right? So here it contains superclass and subclass. Next, multi-level inheritance is nothing but deriving a derived class, deriving a subclass from another derived class. Okay, deriving a subclass from another derived class. Okay, so here one superclass is there. So by using this superclass, okay, I am creating one subclass. Okay, for this subclass I am creating one more subclass. Okay, deriving a class from another derived class is nothing but multi-level inheritance. So here, for example, I am taking a, okay, here already there. Yes, so here A is a superclass. So A contains functions and variables, right? B is a subclass for a superclass. So B is a subclass and it is derived from A class. So B class contains properties of A class as well as B class, right? Because B is derived from A. So that's why B contains the properties of A class as well as B class. Next, we are deriving C class from B class. Okay, so it is C is a derived class for B. Now C will contain A class properties as well as B class properties. Yes, B contain B class properties as well as A class properties. So indirectly C contain B class properties as well as A class properties. Okay. So if you create object for C class, you can access the B class methods and variables, A class methods and variables, right? If you create the object for A class, you can access only A class properties. If you create object for B class, you can access B class properties as well as A class properties. It is not possible to access C class properties because C is one more derived class. There is no relationship between B and C. Yes. So let's see. The process of deriving a subclass from superclass and subclass derives from another subclass is known as multi-level inheritance. Let's see the syntax. So here class A. A is a parent class and it contains variables and function. Next I am creating one more class B class and it is derived from A class. Okay, so B class contain variables and methods. Next I am deriving a class C from B class. Okay, so B parent is A, C parent is B. Okay, so if you create the object for C class, so C class contain B class properties and indirectly A class properties. Okay, so you can access A class properties, B class properties and C class properties when you are created object for C class. So let's see the example. So here three classes are there, A, B, C. Okay, A class contain one function speak, B class contain one function walk, C class contain one function eat. Okay, B class is derived from A class, so that's why within the parenthesis I am using A. Next, C class is derived from B class, so that's why within the parenthesis I am giving B. Okay, so next I am creating object for So here this is next line. Okay, so I am creating object for C class. C is a object name. Okay, so small c is a object name, capital C is a class name. Okay, so I am creating object for C class. Why we are creating objects? By creating objects you can access the class functions and variables. So that's why I am creating object for C class. Why we are creating the object for C class? Because C class contain the properties of B class, the properties of A class as well as the properties of C class. So that's why if you create the object for C class, you can call speak function, you can call walk function, you can call eat function. Okay, for suppose if you create object for B class, you can access only walk function and access only speak function, because B is a subclass for A superclass. Okay, next if you create object for A class, you can access only speak function. Yes, is it clear? Yes. Next, the third one is hierarchical inheritance. So hierarchical inheritance is nothing but like a tree. Okay, so here it contain only one parent. Okay, so here it contain only one parent class. So for by using one parent class, I am deriving number of child class. So B is a child class which is derived from A. Next C is a child class which is derived from A. Next D is a child class which is derived from A. So here parent is same. Okay, there is only one parent, but you can create number of children's by using only one parent. This is nothing but hierarchical inheritance. So see this diagram. Here A is a parent class, B, C, D are child classes. Okay, so let's see the syntax. Class A. Class A is a parent class. Next I am deriving B. B is a child class for A class. Okay, so B contain the properties of A class as well as B class. Yes. Next C is a child class for A class. So C contain the properties of A class as well as C class. Okay. Is it clear? Yes. So here parent is 1 A. So here it contains two childs. One is C and another one is B. So here B class contain both the properties of A class and B class. Okay. There is no relation for C. Next C class contain properties of A class and C class. Okay. So if you create the object for C class, if you create the object for C class, you can access variables and methods of C class as well as A class. Yes, because C is a child, A is a parent. If you create the object for B class, you can access the variables and methods for B class as well as A class, because B is a child, A is a parent. Okay, so let's see example. So here A is a superclass or parent class, B is a child class for parent A, C is a child class for parent A. So which contains functions. Okay, so let's see here. First I am creating object for C class. Okay, so if you create object for C class, you can access speak function as well as eat function, because C is a child class, A is a parent class. Next I am creating one more object for B class. So if you create object for B class, you can access a speak function as well as walk function, because B class contain walk and A class contain speak. Okay, is it clear? Yes. Next, the fourth one is multiple inheritance. So multiple inheritance is nothing but opposite of hierarchical inheritance. So here number of parent classes. Okay, A is one parent class, B is one parent class. So from parent classes, A parent class, from B parent class, I am creating one child class, that is C. C is a child class. Okay, so A class contain the properties of A class, B class contain the properties of B class, C class contain the properties of A class, B class and C class. Because C is a child, A and B are parent. Okay, so if you create the child class from parent class, child class inherits the properties of parent classes. Yes. So the process of deriving one subclass from more than superclass is known as multiple inheritance. So this is the syntax. So here number of parent classes are 2. Okay. So you can take any number of parent classes. Yes. So I am creating one child class, that is C class. So C class is derived from both A class and B class. So that's why A comma B. Okay, so here A class contains variables and methods. Next B class contains variables and methods. C class also contains variables and method. So next, for which class you need to create the object? So if you create the object for A class, you can access only these properties. If you create the object for B class, you can access only variables and methods of B class. If you create the object for C class, you can access A class properties, B class properties and C class properties, because C is a child, A, B are parent. Okay, clear? Let's see the example. So here same example, A is a class, B is a class, both are parent classes. I am creating one child class. So here C class is derived from A class and B class. So that's why A comma B. Next I am creating a object for C class. Why you are creating object for C class? Because if you create object for C class, you can access A class function, B class function as well as C class function. If you create the object for A class, you can access only A class function because A class is a parent class. Yes. So that's why I am creating object for C class. C dot speak, you can access speak function, you can access walk function, you can access eat function. C dot speak, C dot walk, C dot eat. Okay. Next. The fifth one is hybrid inheritance. The name itself indicates hybrid. So, hybrid inheritance is nothing but it is a combination of single, multi-level, multiple or hierarchical. Okay. So, combination of any inheritance is nothing but hybrid inheritance. Okay. So, let's see here. So from one parent you can derive the number of childs. Okay, so what type of inheritance is it? So it is hierarchical inheritance, right? So this is hierarchical inheritance. Next, from two parent classes I am creating one child class. So this is known as multiple inheritance, right? Yes. So if you observe closely, so here A is a parent class. From A class I am deriving B class and C class. Yes. Next, B and C are parent classes for D. So based on by using B class and C class I am deriving D class. So combination of two inheritance is nothing but hybrid inheritance. So let's see the example. Class A. A is a parent class. So from parent class I am creating one child class, that is B. So A is a parent, B is a child. Okay. So next, C is one more child class. So it is derived from A class and B class. So here one subclass is derived from more than one superclass. So it is known as multiple inheritance, right? Yes. Next, D. So D is a child class. It is derived from C class. This is known as single level inheritance, right? So it is a combination of any inheritances, single, multi-level, multiple, hierarchical. Okay, so combination of these inheritance is nothing but hybrid inheritance. So for example, if you create object for D, let come from top to bottom. Okay, so if you create a object for a class, you can access variables and methods of a class only, because a is a parent class. Okay, right? Next, if you create the object for b class, you can access a class properties as well as b class properties, because b is a subclass, a is a superclass. Okay, next, if you create the object for c class, you can access the properties of C class as well as A class as well as B class. Right? Next, if you create the object for D class, you can access D class properties as well as C class properties, because D is a child class, C is a parent class. Okay? So, let's see the example. Class A contain one function speak, class B contain one function walk, B is a child class, A is a super class. Next, class C contain it is a subclass for AB classes. So A, next B, yes, next C. Yes, so it is derived from A. So C class is derived from A and B. So this is known as single. This is known as multiple. Okay, so combination of two is there. So this is single level and this is multiple. Okay, so this is known as hybrid. So if you create object for A class, you can access only speak function. If you create object for B class, you can access speak function, walk function. If you create object for C class, you can access eat function, walk function, speak function. So that's why I'm creating object for C. You can access speak, walk, eat. Okay. So I am taking only functions. You can take number of functions, number of variables, number of constructors. Okay. Sorry, only one constructor. So next, the last one is cyclic inheritance. Cyclic inheritance is nothing but the subclass is derived from same subclass. Okay. For example, class A. Class A contains variables and methods, right? Next, I am creating one more class, same class A, and it is derived from A. Yes, so but Python does not support cyclic inheritance. There is no use of cyclic inheritance. So inheritance concept is mainly used for accessing the properties of parent class to child class. But here this is the parent, this is the child. No need to create cyclic inheritance. Yes, so that's why Python does not support cyclic inheritance. So I hope it is clear. If you have any doubts regarding to this video, please comment me in the comment section. For more videos, please subscribe my channel. Thank you.